Hey everyone, so I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Bombers versus Fenerbahçe game two. This is the second time they played. This was a pretty important game for how their group ended up panning out. I think Bombers actually had to win this in order to advance further in the tournament. And I thought this was a really close game, so I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit more and got a bit of spare time on my hands, so I might as well share it with you guys. So jump right in. So you see the bans, Karthus and Kindred, I guess, pretty much target bans to Kirei. I think Kirei's kind of shown that he's very good at those champions, and he seems to be one of the key parts to that guy, to their team, sorry. So I can understand how there's some like target bans going on. And Karthus is kind of one of those champions where, like, in OS especially, there's not many good Karthus players. So the Bombers probably don't have a lot of experience versing it. The Rise ban is a solid ban if you're not looking to first pick it on blue, since like it's such a good flex pick mid-top that if you get a flex pick first two on red side, then it's really hard to respond on blue side, since you kind of have to just guess where it's going to go. Flex picks on red side, for that reason, are really strong because it's really hard to react in your solo lane picks on blue side. And then on the other side, you got Lee Sin, Jarvan bans, pretty much directed at Balkan. Obviously, he's shown that Balkan in this tournament wants to play that style. Like, he played the Hecarim game in the first game and it didn't really work out. And they've realized that he wants to be more of that like playmaker, aggressive style, ganking heavy jungler. The Galio, I think, is just a solid ban. I think it's a strong pick on this patch, I believe. Just a lot of threat in bot lane. Because of all the jungle bans, they end up first picking Rek'Sai, which I think is pretty smart, because I think Rek'Sai, after all these champs are banned, has a lot of good matchups. I think Olaf is probably one of the one of the few junglers that can beat Rek'Sai in the 1v1, but Olaf is not as strong in ganks and is very situational, I feel like. So they end up going Braum and Talia. I don't know if Bolulu plays Talia mid. I don't know if this is a flex, or maybe Kirei's just super confident on just picking the Talia here. I'm actually not too sure. There's probably a lot of stuff that's gone on in scrims or on this patch that I'm not too familiar with, so I'm gonna say that's a flex. Actually, no, I'm gonna just say that that's a jungle pick, because there's so many junglers banned, and the Braum's just a solid blind pick. So I actually like LB here. So the reason is LB with Rise ban and Rek'Sai as your jungler presents a lot of kill threat, and LB is actually very good against Talia. Talia doesn't have that much threat onto a LeBlanc, and LeBlanc actually has a lot of threat onto Talia, because LeBlanc's so good into squishies, especially champs like Talia. Especially Talia jungle. Thresh is just a solid response into Braum. A really good matchup for Thresh, I think. And especially with Rek'Sai, a lot of gank setup. So right now, if you look at these first three picks on this side, Bombers have a lot of gank setup. Like, between Thresh and LeBlanc with a Rek'Sai, that's a lot of gank setup. And then on the Fenerbahçe side, you got Braum. Really good for like 3v3 spot. It's a bit of solid blind pick. Talia jungle, I'm not too sure about how the Talia into Rek'Sai goes, but we'll have to wait and see. And then Jace. So Jace third into bans is pretty strong. Like, Jace Talia, good damage mix as well. And they're probably going to double ban top laners. So they ban Rumble, which has been a decent pick in the past, into Jace. Let's see what else they ban here. Draven. Decent ban. I guess Hades is a decent Draven player. Yeah, so look, they double ban Jason to double ban. It's a pretty good value on the red side, pick into ban Poppy Rumble, which Mimic has shown to be very proficient on those two champions in the past, in OPL as well, especially the Poppy. Rumble's more of an earlier pick he used to pick up. And the Azir. The Azir's honestly a strange ban to me. I'm not sure why. Like, I think this Azir ban is more because of like the way the tournament's panned out. Like maybe one of those tournament scrim picks. But I think that Zir wouldn't really make much sense with this composition. You've got Talia, Jace, and Azir. Like, Azir needs frontline, and I don't think this comp would have been able to facilitate an Azir. And I think between a LeBlanc and a Rek'Sai, you would have been able to punish it enough that I don't, even if it got ahead early, I don't think it would. I think it would kind of struggle in like the mid game. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, they know better. Lucian, solid blind. Lucian Braum, like a really solid bot lane. I guess it works pretty well with Talia as well for gank setup and just straight up 3v3 spot. They've got a really like early, like early to mid game composition, like Jace, Talia, Lucian Braum, a lot of power. And then they've rounded off with Vayne. Vayne, Thresh can probably win this matchup because Thresh is really, really good into Braum. And I feel like with Rek'Sai as well, there's a lot of threats. So depending on Balcon's pathing, I can definitely see there being a lot of kill threat there and options. And then they end up picking the Aatrox top into the Jace matchup. I'm actually not too sure how that goes. We'll see. And then they picked the Naught. So the thing is with Naught, so this would have been a way smarter ban instead of the Azir, in my opinion. I don't know if they, like, and he showed it in previous games, I'm pretty sure as well, so it kind of confused me. Maybe they thought that Rek'Sai with Conqueror would probably have a lot of threat onto the Nautilus, but the thing is with Aftershock, if the Nautilus is good, he won't just randomly like throw out hooks and look to proc his Aftershock on LeBlanc if he thinks that he's in danger of getting ganked. So I think that this Nautilus could be, it's going to obviously be fine in the one-on-one for like Naught versus LB. I don't think that LB can really kill him 1v1. I think he needs ganks. Rek'Sai can probably look, but again, it just depends on how the trades pan out. And if Roma can put the wave in a decent position, have the wave like kind of on his side of the lane, there could be options. But again, if the Nautilus is smart, he'll kind of be smart with his usage of Aftershock. But I'm actually not too familiar with AP Nautilus mid. I don't really know the dynamic of the lane too well. But again, you don't even really need to kill the Nautilus this game. I think this is one of those games, like, you can just play the sides. Like, your Aatrox has a lot of threat with Rek'Sai, and then Rek'Sai also has threat on bot with Thresh, gank setup, and Roma can just play to clear. Because the other thing as well to note is that LeBlanc actually scales fine this game because he's got so many targets. Like, they can't really stack MR. So he'll have targets on, like, Jace and Talia and even Lucian. So I'm just going to move this a little bit. Hopefully this is alright. So let me pause this one sec. Should be fine. Alright, so here you got just a fan. Let's skip it. Mimic. Oh, they see Mimic walk into the bush, so they blow a flash. Which is smart by Kiro. So here they don't actually unleash Rek'Sai. I think they want to kind of get control over the wave. Fenerbahçe end up leashing. So it'll be interesting to see how Balcon trades. Balkan ended up doing red raise into bot scuttle. Let's actually go back. Let's see how much threat that he... So they see him on this ward. So this is really good for Bombers. They know that... Okay. So they don't know. They know Rek'Sai pathed back. Okay. So Rek'Sai ends up getting double scuttle, which is pretty nice here. And then bot has them just pinned under tower. They knew that Talia started blue because of the leash. So this is really good. So bot's just on an isolated 2v2, which is really nice. And they got like wave control, so bot's like super safe. Balkan's just kind of using his tremor sense to... I remember this because if Mimic had flash, Kirei just dies here. He would just he would E flash Q. He's dead, which is a shame. And the bad thing about that, look, Mimic actually misses a bunch of CS because he ditches the wave. So it actually gets him pretty far behind as well. So bot's doing really well. So when I was watching this live, I was like, okay, wow, this is really good for Bombers. Like no double sums on Lucian, Vayne's crushing lane. They're gonna have like full river control through bot side right now, which is super annoying for Fenerbahçe. And they get a really great reset. So this is how that happens, I guess. Really great hook from Rogue. Good unbreakable by Braum. So this is kind of rough top. He hasn't reset yet, so it's not too bad. So Lucian actually, because he had to base earlier, he doesn't really have anything to do. So he like walks up and tries to like helps Kirei with wraiths. Like bot's in a really rough spot. So what you want to see right now from Balkan and I think Bombers is that if they can start, well, since their bot lane 2v2 so strong and they have a Thresh with no sums on Lucian, they should have a lot of, they should definitely have bot river control right now. So what you'll see is like, I want to see Rogue and Balkan tee up in bot river, and I want to kind of see them get their pinks down. But did Rogue have a pink? Well, that was his pink in the... So Rogue didn't... Oh no, he had a pink and that was his in try. Okay. But Balkan doesn't have a pink. It's unfortunate. So... I guess Balkan's like kind of afraid of... Because I think Mimic's wave's not too good right now, so I think he kind of has to hover and protect him. And I think they're kind of worried of leaving Jace Aatrox on an island since Aatrox's will kind of get pumped. Which is kind of unfortunate. Because if they were... I mean, that's just the strength of Jace. Let's pause it here just to kind of see what's going on. So that's the strength of Jace. Like, you kind of have to... It's really hard to leave Jace matchups on an island, so... Balkan's kind of forced to play the top side here. But the thing is, look at this mid. I mean, I guess he had TP, so that's fine, actually. This was kind of a given. It's what happens when you take TP versus Ignite. This doesn't really do anything. This is just pressure relief. He has to get a reset off. He doesn't have Aftershock. Blows his flash. This is nice. I honestly think he could have helped him shove that next wave. I'm not sure. Because they know that Talia was on Krugs. So LeBlanc's going to actually have move off this next wave. Let's see what they do with the... Here's the... See if they can contest this blue. LeBlanc will have move off this. So I remember watching this. I was actually confused as to why they didn't contest this. Like, LeBlanc will have move off this wave. We know that Nautilus doesn't have ult. Lucian still doesn't have flash. Vayne currently is level 6 and Lucian's still level 4. I feel as though they could have pushed them off that. Let's actually go back. Let's see that trade. He gets hooked mid. It takes a pretty bad trade. It's rough. I think denying that blue would have been really nice. But anyway. So Mimic gets a nice solo kill. Pretty sure LeBlanc goes up into river to get a fruit, I think. Gets a fruit. But his wave's kind of fucked. Yeah, his wave's not good. It's going to slow push into... So what you'll see now... So this is... I'll pause it here. Like, this is what you'll see good teams do really well. So right now, like, Mimic blew his flash and ult to get that kill. His wave's in a really poor position. Like, he has to base and it's slow pushing towards Jace right now. Good teams will punish this. And look to see what Kirei does. Like right now, Balkan gets a good timing off his to do this, which is nice. This is like what I want to see, like just dragon stacking, because you should have full bot river control every time because your bot's just winning so hard. So yeah, gets his solo kill. See, look at this. You can already see the wave's messed up. Kirei just comes straight top, knows he doesn't have flash, bang. So that kind of like ties into the thing. Like, was it worth for Balkan to do that Infernal, or was there a way for Balkan to like get his bot side camps, come top, hover him to get the wave, then use it? Like, because it's not like Tali's going to be able to do Dragon anyway because your bot's just winning so hard. So yeah, that's, I guess, kind of saw that one coming, which is really good by Kirei to do that. And again, bot blew both sums and chunked them out again. This is getting really bad for bot lane. Like Vayne, Thresh winning this lane, like that this hard. And Balkan's going for a solo kill. He missed his Prey Seeker before. Would it have mattered? He blew ult and flash for that as well and gave him a kill. That's like... This is pretty bloody big, honestly. So why did he go for this? I guess he knew he doesn't have flash. Yeah. And he used his Q in here. He probably thought that Jace just used his Q. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Just damage. Could he have won this? Close. Well, that would have been so big because Rek'Sai could have just got his 3 camps. So now, like, what you could honestly see, I don't know how strong. So there's a few options here for Bombers. So obviously your top's is not winning in the 1v1. Your mid's not really getting... Mid's just going even, but it's hard to kill him. They're not. Bot has full control all over waves. They've gotten 2 plates in the 2v2. Vayne's 30 CS up. I don't know whether Bombers want to look for a tempo-based bot and look for a Rift Herald. I don't know if they actually win it anymore because, I mean, if Braum and Lucian decide to match... If Lucian Braum decide to match, I don't think they win because Lucian Braum in those river skirmishes early would just like... It'd be really annoying to deal with. But if they got a really good base and they kind of like took them off guard, I think it could be a good play. So let's just see if they end up deciding to do any swaps to topside and secure that Rift Herald. Otherwise, Fenerbahçe are just going to use their top pressure to get it. Like, Kire's already on it. And Brom's already roamed up. I mean, this is pretty good. Because you'll see, like, in China as well, if you're around, like, 10:30, 11, they'll just shove a wave and the support and AD will just run up and contest if they think they're stronger. But I don't know, maybe they thought they couldn't win the 5v5 because Naught's going to be really strong in that fight. Even, like, Talia, they're all spiked, like Talia, Jace, Naught. I don't even think they win that fight, even though their bot lane's ahead. I guess they trade it for bot plates and Rek'Sai's just threatening the dive bot. Bit of an unfortunate situation. I don't know if Kire would have been able to do that if Rek'Sai hadn't suicided before. But I respect the effort from Volkan. Like, he's not playing like a bitch, considering it's an intense match. Like, I really respect how they're playing. So, Thresh is coming to defend. It's a bit strange. I don't think he can really do much. Miz is taking really bad trades now. I think the matchup's getting worse and worse. They didn't even get the bot tower. I think Thresh should have stayed, honestly. I don't think he can do anything top. Nice play from Rogue there, honestly. I think trading flashes with a Talia is worth it. Alright, let's see this. So what you want to see, let's actually go back a little bit. What you want to see from Bombers right now is, like, they need to break this tower. They need to swap into the Jace, I think. I bet Infernal's coming up in a minute 30. It's really tough situation because they're not really going to get... They have no kill threat on Nautilus, I don't think, even with Rek'Sai, because Talia's just going to be there. And then they don't win kind of skirmishes anymore since, like, Jace, Talia, Lucian, Braum. They have to play off their winning 2v2 bot, which is so much pressure on FBI and Rogue. They weren't able to break that tower from before. That's his aftershock. Is that his aftershock? See, look, it's just so hard to kill this Nautilus, honestly. Really nice play from Mimic. FBI tries to flash heal. Picks up the kill on the backside. Let's look at that again, honestly. Let's just see how this plays out. So, let's actually go back a little bit more. See what they're trying to do. So, they rift top. Why does Thresh base in the first place? So they get the rift. Maybe they think they're just full on trading and Braum's just going to fully commit to topside. So Thresh tries to, like, match. Because they don't know where Braum is yet. And then Braum eventually shows now. And then Thresh starts moving back. Okay, that makes sense. But I don't even think Rogue should have roamed anyway. Like, you just secure the bot and threaten the Lucian. So now they get the top tower with this rift. Talia tries to make a pick on the backside here. Jace has pressure. So this dragon's coming up in a minute 20, so you'll see, like, you should start to see Talia, Jace look to hover or reset first and then come down. I don't see the kill threat here onto... Maybe they thought Talia and Jace had reset. I don't know. Is there a ward there? Unless you're Talia now. But it's too late. They've already committed. I honestly don't see the kill threat here. They go for that. Oh, shit. Whoops. Fine, where are we up to? Oh, there we go. So he does that. It ends up being a 3 for 3? 3 for 3. But you blew both sums on the Vane as well. I don't know. I don't know if this is... Not sure if this is worth it or not. I think it's kind of even. So what happens on the post reset here? So it's this will be the second Infernal for Bombers if they can get it. Smart to put LeBlanc on the side. You get more pressure with your bot lane mid here. They just can't contest 5v5 right now. It's just with Nort, Lucian, Braum, Jace, they just spiked earlier. They go back into the side. They really need to break this bot tower and start switching it up. Nice lane gank from Balkan. And Ruin burns his flash. Should have held that. That's good. So now, I don't think they know where Talia is still. So right now, the way I see the game, like they need, the only way I see... So the great thing about Vayne is that Vayne is really good into Nort. Like if you can survive that initial Nautilus burst, or like maybe get a hook on him in mid game, you can pretty much shred him with Vayne and LeBlanc. And you actually have a lot of threat in the side lane with Rek'Sai onto the Jace, like all throughout the game, which is pretty good. So they need to get this Vayne to 2 items. LeBlanc just needs to keep farming it and try not to die, like 1v1. So they just get the 2v2 kill bot. Talia shows bot. Rek'Sai should probably take his wraiths. Has he looked at it? Yeah, it takes his wraiths. They base. They don't want to overstay and ruin their tempo for the bot tower because it's like one hit anyway. See where they go. So they end up going mid now. So where does LeBlanc go? They got the bot tower naturally. Nice. Alright. So they just control top river now. They have double pinks, scuttle, because of the pressure they have mid, and that was just off their tempo base. They had the first shove off mid wave. They made this really great counter gank top, sorry. So this is much better. This is way better for their map control, having the 80 carry and support mid, since they're so strong, so much strong. He's 60 CS up on the Lucian, around 50. So this is really nice. They're not going to be able to break this mid tower because like Vayne's range is so low. But they're going to be able to chip it slowly, and also they're just going to get first move off the wave every time. And they can just play away from the Nautilus right now and just play waves. Like this gets LeBlanc. This gets LeBlanc farm, and also allows LeBlanc to have better positioning on sides because LeBlanc needs to come in from a side. He can't come in front to back. They don't win that straight. Like he needs to be threatening from the side or from behind. So it's really good that Aatrox is doing Krugs here as well. Like you'll notice that Mimic's doing Krugs. Helps him get farm as well. Like he's not even that far behind. I don't know what the gold difference is top, but they're in a decent spot. Like right now, when I was watching this, I was like, okay, this is pretty good for this is really good for Bombers right now. The way this game's playing out, like they can get past the spikes of Fenerbahçe. Like this will be probably one of the strongest times of Fenerbahçe. Like your 2 item spike on Jace. Like he's got his Ghost Blade, Dust Blade. They got the Runic Echoes on the Talia. You got your Proto Belt, 1 item on the Lucian, Braum. And look at the full topside control they have right now. Like this is, and now as soon as, like, right now, this is like the strength of Thresh as well when you're ahead, is that you just roam out and they don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, Thresh shouldn't just show on midway here, unless he needs to be. Like, it's way better for him to hover out of vision. But I don't know what they're looking to do here. Alright, so I remember this was the start. So this is smart by Kire. Kire's just a smart player. Like, he knows. So the thing is with Roma here is that, like, the way, if Bombers just play this out, if they just play for this, they should be able to get this dragon. Like, they're going to have first move off this wave. What they should have been looking to do, if you actually go back a little bit, they actually should have been looking to translate their pressure to, like, to potentially even look for this blue, or like pressure this blue, and then look to set up this dragon. And maybe LB can get like one more. LB was Zoom actually. He can't even get. Oh no, he's got blue, so he can maybe even get one more top wave. Like, there's not. I don't think there's much threat on LeBlanc, from Talia. Like, he can just double distort, as long as he just doesn't distort the wave too much. So this is where it all started. So now I just gave Fenerbahçe like an in, so they had to blow flash ult onto the Aatrox. Pretty sure that was ult. And then Balkan blows his stopwatch as well. Yeah. So they had full control and they just lost it. Like, when Roma tried to make a play. I should go back. I want to actually kind of see what Roma was looking to do. So he just wanted to get like a chunk or not? I don't know. Oh, they didn't know where Talia was hovering. Maybe they thought they could blow his flash or something. Yeah. This is just not what you want to do. I guess the signs, and like, it's easy for me to say that's not what you want to do, but the thing is as well, is let's just say that you blow your ignite, you blow your Rek'Sai ult. It'll take a while to kill, because he's going to also chunk the hell out of you as an LB, because he has Aftershock, he has ult. He's probably going to, you could potentially even like one combo you nearly, hoping that Talia is not there as well. You're probably going to lose all control over your bot side. You're probably even going to lose Dragon anyway, because if Talia is not there, your LB is going to have to base. Your Rek'Sai is probably going to, he's not going to have anything anyway. He's probably going to potentially even be chunked. And you're probably going to lose Dragon anyway. So I don't even like the play regardless. Even if they do get the eventual kill on the Nautilus. Like, I think Ocean Drag's just too good. And the stopwatch on Rek'Sai is just huge. And then they lose Dragon. And then they lose a lot of their control. It's a shame. But it's not over. Like, it's still really close. Still really close. I like how Mimic's still doing Krugs on spawn. Like, it's important for him to do that. LB's is good, just getting the top waves in. Jace is using his pressure to try and chip mid, which is good. But then they're going to have to react to bot now. This is fine. They just got to play waves. They're not in a rush. Like, I don't think Fenerbahçe they can't just do Baron. Like, they're on red side. It's really hard for them to do Baron like that. With this, they've got no control. So everyone's just trying to like wrestle control. So what you'll see with like at this level of play, one thing I've kind of noticed with like these world-class teams is that they know when to not respond to a side. They know when a play is going to happen, or they know when they can force a play. Because generally in OS, everyone tries to play by the book. It's like, all right, we got to get the wave and then move. Play off wave. But like you'll see, especially the Fongvu Buffalo, they know when to just not attend to a wave. And they know if they like their kill threat a lot better. So it'll be interesting to see like kind of who does not get the wave. And so what's really interesting here, check this out. So Mimic gets catches that wave at the tower. And now, since they're hovering out of vision, this is the power of hovering out of vision, they don't know where Jace and Talia is. So Mimic can't even get this wave. He doesn't know where they are. So Mimic actually can't touch the wave. He's just sitting in the bush. And then, because Jace and Talia just aren't showing. So he's just wasting so much time right now. Even though this should have been his time to respond to the thing. So I don't know what Mimic's doing. He's looking for a TP. So eventually he starts hitting the wave. Bot. So Ruin's starting to walk down to attend to it. Roma has to attend to top wave. So let's see what Mimic does off this move, actually, because he's got this wave in. I want to see what he does. So right now, the game is just a balance. It's just like everyone's just trying to wrestle top river control. And actually, Bombers still kind of have it. Look at all the pinks they have on top side. Like, they're all good. So Mimic's moving up. No, he's going back to wave. Roma's catching top wave. So Roma's catching top wave right now. So look at this. So a lot of teams in OS, like say Nautilus right now, he's like, okay, there's a top wave pushing in. There's a top wave pushing in. LeBlanc's pushing in top. I shouldn't go mid here. But now, like Fenerbahçe, they have two of their waves aren't really shoved. Like they're kind of in the middle. They know though that right now, like they have tools to be able to force this fight. But when I was watching, it's really strange. So like, it's kind of like a bait in a way. It was really sketchy bait. Kirei misses his shove here. If you actually watch Kirei, oh, so close. He tried to do it off the Braum. And this is a difference. Bombers should know they're responding to two sides right now, bot and top. And this is what I don't like. I very rarely like teams when they catch two side waves at once. You just give way too much control. Like right now, let's just say Bombers, like let's just say FBI respects here and they don't get this engage onto the Vayne and the Thresh. They're gonna get this wave. Fenerbahçe can just walk into top river and clear all those pinks and then catch the top wave. Yeah, Aatrox is gonna be a shove you all the way out to tier 2, but all that control that you've invested in topside is just all going to be gone. And then you can translate that into hovering into topside, getting that top wave in, and then also you'll probably get the shove off the next mid wave as well. So it's pretty, yeah. So this is, I guess, a result of just like Fenerbahçe playing, knowing when to force better, and Bombers not being disciplined enough to kind of see the signs that they weren't responding to sides. Like Roma couldn't even be in the fight, so... And the way I see it being played out, like, properly, since they've decided to, like, play to the two side lanes at once, like, now Mimic showed on wave, Roma showed on wave, Roma gets this wave in, and then he starts hovering down. They give this wave, like, there's not even any minions left. They just, like, FBI backs off now, like, he doesn't go in for this. Roma gets this wave in, and they can even potentially look to collapse in top river if, like, Ruin decides to go bot or whatever. And what was really strange here, like Balulu, if he misses this hook or FBI cues this hook, look at it, the Naut hook. I think they actually win this fight. Like that's the only thing that kills him. Look, there's no threat, and then bang, he gets hit by that and he gets 100-0. So that kind of just shows the strength of Nautilus. And I think that's a really thing for teams, like the best teams as well. Like they're really good at identifying like the key threats of the enemy team. So that Nautilus thing, that Nautilus looks a huge key threat for them. Yeah, Roma can't really do much here. He needs to come in so like the way that LB ideally would want to play these fights, like is to say like his team's alive, his team's coming in from one side and then he's coming in from the other when they're all distracted and kind of gets a pick onto like one of the squishy members of the team. So they just lose Baron now. This is really rough. I think, like, LB hasn't really been able to do what she wants to do this game. And it's a shame. Because FBI was so far ahead. And it was so close. I like this setup. So, something I want to point out. So, look at this. So, this is a really cool strategy that you can do when you're playing defense. This can be mimicked on, like, the other side of the map if you're on red side. But, say they walk in through here, say Ruin and Japone, like a lot of teams, they won't really contest this Wraith Brush here, but if they do, I've seen SKT do this a lot, is they don't respond to the waves, or like say where Roma is and FBI, they kind of think, FB kind of think they're safe, but then Mimic's already looking to respond here, so if Thresh lands a hook, Mimic just goes on, like he can flash, or I don't know if he can E that, but they collapse and they look for 100-0. And if you can get one pick here, it kind of stalls their Baron completely, or a majority of it. So I like that they looked for that, even though it didn't come to fruition. So they play it 4-1. So also I've noticed a lot of international teams, they don't ever like 1-3-1. They just 4-1. They just pick 2 lanes. They don't play 3 lanes. So they just play mid to bot here. Control, mid to bot. Lucian's mid is pretty safe. Bombers look for a kind of sneaky play, but you can't really 100 to 0 on Nautilus right now. And he has stopwatch, so there's just nothing. And then they just get kind of wiped. Yeah, they don't end. They back off. What happens? See, now they just play. What do they do? So another thing to point out is that you should see that you shouldn't skip camps. So Talia doesn't. So Talia doesn't skip camps. He does his Krugs. They're making sure all the camps are down, which is great. And they're just playing mid here. C picks. Yeah, it's over. So for me, the most interesting thing was, I think that's an insanely good effort from FBI and Rogue. I think the way they played their lane was exceptional. I think Balkan had some shining moments as well. I think even Mimic with his solo kill. And the analogy, like, I kind of like to think of these international tournaments and these teams is that it's like all the 1%ers. They do all the 1%ers better. They punish flashes, just 1% better. They play their sides a little bit better. It's just a little bit better. And I think it compounds over time. If you play each side wave that's a little bit better, or you see opportunities a little bit better over the course of a game, one little thing, they'll just do a little bit better. And I think this is a really, really good effort for Bombers' first international tournament. Like, coming in and playing like this. And they didn't play scared. Like, they played to win. And I was really impressed. So, I think there were some really good lessons for Bombers, and I think for OS teams watching this, it kind of just shows the standard that this was a team that Bombers were super dominant in OS and like where we need to go in the direction in terms of OS. But I think the draft's pretty solid. I think the Azir ban, I don't really understand it looking from the outside, but obviously there's a clear reason for it because Window Monkey, he knows what he's doing. The Nautilus ban probably would have made a little bit more sense, but maybe they were confident with the kill threat of like set up for ganks with the LeBlanc Rek'Sai. And yeah, I think Bombers, the biggest takeaway from this is that I think that they need to look at how they play off sides a little bit better. And like when they, like how they respond to sides. I don't think 2 of them should be responding to sides, or if 2 of them are responding to sides, then FBI needs to play appropriately, and if that's the case, then I wanted to see how they could have gotten LB into the game or utilized LB in the mid game, because it felt like there was never an opportunity for LeBlanc to have kill threat on Talia, which is pretty strange. Anyway, it was just a quick review. So if you want to see like more of this type of stuff, or have any questions or thoughts about this game, then just let me know. And thanks for watching.